other celebrities who have have had this problem. Now, you might recall talking about this thing called graphene, right? See, they're very interested in this miracle thing they call graphene because they can brain map with that. For those of you that don't know, you're like, brain mapping, what does that have to do? Well, they tell you that brain mapping will be a way for people who have paralysis or people who are paralyzed, you know, if they can't speak and they can't communicate, something like brain mapping using graphene will be a way for them to communicate to a computer interface. So people hear that and they're like, that sounds wonderful. But what they don't tell you is it actually works the other way too, where if people have brain mapping and they have this in them, well, outside sources will be able to hack in there and, you know, manipulate the brain.
We're developing brain implants based on graphene for two main applications. One is for disease control, for example, in cases in epilepsy, and these devices can be implanted in the brain, and then there will be, they will record electrical activity, and in the case of an attack, they will send the information to your mobile, and you can take a pill and stop the attack. The second application is based on that information in the brain. Is widely distributed in many areas, so we need to record all over the brain, and this information can also be used to restore functions such as motor movement.
Researchers have created a variety of brain-computer interfaces that control all sorts of assistive physical devices. They allow paralyzed people to move their fingers and give amputees motor control over prosthetic arms and hands. Now, a team in Spain is working on a brain implant to give people with brain injuries their voice back.
What we are trying to develop are neural interfaces, a new generation of neural interfaces based on graphene that are capable of reading and mapping brain activity with the ultimate goal to restore communication and speech in patients with severe speech disabilities.
Graphene, a wonder material that is just 1 atom thick, is strong, highly flexible, electrically conductive, and transparent, making it ideal for interpreting complex patterns of neural activity.
So the idea is to be able to record the activity in the motor cortex related to the articulation, to the speech, and being able to decode that signal and then send it to a speech synthesizer.
Testing in animals has so far managed to restore vocalization in brain-damaged mice. Interpreting human brain signals is much more complex, but researchers say clinical trials will begin in 3 years.
So a lot of people will say, well, that's, you know, totally different, but it's not, because a giant science experiment just occurred where people willingly put chemicals into their bodies and have no idea what they're even doing to them. They don't realize that there's also these huge towers that have gone up all over the place, yet nobody has seen the benefits yet of being able to download at faster speeds. Has